here again, everyone. Transformers Beast Wars was actually a series I really liked. I mean, it was the first time you really saw the Transformers not as turning into vehicles. They were turning into animals this time around. And the whole concept of it was actually really interesting because they were stuck in the past on basically Earth, and you got all these different interconnecting storylines about different things, and there were no humans. The only humans you would see were probably just like basic cave people and this kind of stuff. But unlike other Transformers, there weren't this human element to it. It was all about the Autobots and the Decepticons, or as they were called, I think the Maximals and the Primals, or something like that. I can't remember it right off the bat. But it was an interesting series. It was done really well. Even Megatron was a really conniving, scheming bastard. So it was fun. Now some of the live action Transformers movies weren't done really all that well. Some of the last few were pretty much garbage, honestly. I heard that the Bumblebee movie was good, but I really just wasn't interested in seeing it because after the last one I saw, I just was kind of turned off. So when I heard that they would be doing a live action Transformers Beast Wars thing called Rise of the Beast, I was like, okay, this might be an opportunity to really see something interesting. Oh, how quickly dreams are shattered. So we get into this article. Transformers Rise of the Beast director Stephen Cappell Jr. says film will tell a story about Black and Latin culture. What in God's name that has to do with giant robots fighting each other, I don't know. Let's find out. While most fans are presently concerned with whether or not the film will feature an appearance by a certain purple-scaled incarnation of Megatron, well, yeah, that would be interesting. Director Stephen Cappell Jr. has assured those concerned with Transformers Rise of the Beast human element. Who is concerned about that? That the Maximals, right, upcoming cinematic debut will tell a story about Black and Latin culture, and already they start to destroy it for people. Have a scene of a car there and Cheetah running next to it. Okay. Cappell Jr., perhaps best known as the director behind Creed 2, revealed this narrative direction for the Autobots' next Earth-based adventure during a recent interview with BET. Asked by the outlet for his feelings on being given the reins to such a major franchise, the director jovially observed, "You came straight out the gate with that one," before answering in earnest, "It's been an emotional ride. It's been 2 years now, Transformers the Beast, that, and I talk about having this type of opportunity, but also understanding it's our time," he recalled, "for us to be in this position where we can tell a story about our culture, our people, and see ourselves portrayed on the big screen, blending in with these vast genres is special." Now, whenever I am going to the movies to watch something, I always make sure that I ask, is this movie going to represent Latin and Black people culture? Because that's what's most important to me. Not whether the movie is action-based, comedy, whether it has a good cast, whether the story is interesting. No. All of that can go to hell. What I'm most interested in is whether I will see representation on the screen. Because God forbid the movie actually just focus on what it's supposed to focus on. No. We need representation on the screen. That's how you get them. Speaking of representation, this is RC, if I'm not mistaken. the Autobot who they retconned in the comics into some kind of transgender transformer nonsense, one of many things that killed IDW's portrayal of that character. I've done a few videos talking about that already, but no, there are not too many people on the actor or director side to be in this position on this scale and scope, and we're doing our best to carry this weight. No matter how many times Anthony and I look at each other on set, tired and all, we realize we're able to do something special, and for a reason, the director added, we created something special, and it feels great to be in this position, super honored and blessed. Now keep in mind, he hasn't said an actual word about the movie itself yet. Nothing. All he's talked about is representation and how, people on our side who have this and that me and Anthony are really working hard to do this and to see ourselves and that. Nothing about the actual movie yet. Absolutely nothing about the actual movie yet. It's like these people are programmed in Hollywood to say certain things, and if they don't say it, they get some kind of electric shock that just jolts them into something else, something like that. To this end, Capel Jr. then explained the decision to use the Notorious B.I.G.'s popular Juicy track from his 1994 album Ready to Die in the film's first teaser trailer. The movie takes place in the 90s, where the album Ready or Die was released. So that's why Juicy was the perfect record to choose, said the director. His voice and what he meant in that era and time captures most of what we're doing in the film. Fishback, portrayed by the film Black Panther, Viola Dominique Thorne, who originally is from Brooklyn. Her character and Ramos' character have a lot of big dreams and hit glass ceilings, but ultimately become the heroes saving the world discreetly, as that's how the Transformer laws are. He further detailed, you have these average folks transforming into something huge and special we didn't know existed. So the record was a right move. It was our anthem on set. So we played Biggie, or Anthony was singing The Temptations. Is he at any point in time actually going to talk about the actual Transformer? Because not only about Notorious B.I.G.'s track and what that meant and all of this. I mean, what the hell? Notably, despite the director's apparent conviction in his statement, history does not fully support Capel Jr.'s framing that his and Ramos's 2022 participation in a major geek culture project is any sort of breakthrough for representation. That's because it's not. While it is admittedly true that the subculture has seen few black directors behind the camera, Latin directors have long been responsible for some of the most well-regarded pieces of pop culture ever put to screen, such as Robert Rodriguez's 1993 supernatural action-adventure From Dusk Till Dawn, Alfonso Gomez-Reyon's runs on Glee, and American Horror Story, as well as Guillermo del Toro's entire filmography. In fact, a Mexican-American director, Michael Arias, was even responsible for one of the most well-regarded Japanese anime films of all time, Tekken Tincrete. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Your work should speak for itself, not you running around taking every opportunity to shout and scream from the rooftops, representation, 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 representation. As for black and Latin actors, where does one begin? From LeVar Burton as Geordi LaForge in Star Trek The Next Generation to Edward James Olmos as Commander William Adama in Battlestar Galactica to even Stephen Cardina's time as the second Red Ranger in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, geek culture has not lacked for such non-white actors and characters. No, but for some reason they believe that this is 2022 and that they are pioneers of this and they're the first people to ever do it. Ridiculous. Walter Emmanuel Jr. as the Black Ranger in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Ricardo Montalban as Khan Noonien Singh in Star Trek, Michael Jai White as the lead in Spawn, Alexa Penavega as Cameron Cortez in Spy Kids, Gabriella Luna as Ghost Rider in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Danny Glover as Roger Murdoch in Lethal Weapon. John Nigel, okay, a lot of them. The list really does go on. Transformers Rise of the Beast is currently set to hit into theaters on June 9th, 2023. You know, I tell you something. At this point, maybe they should have just had it based back in time. That is all. Based it in prehistoric era and be done with it. I would like to see Optimus Primal and the rest of the rest of the cast from Beast Wars get a live action video. It might work if done well. But when you have the director coming out early talking about representation, and everything I just read there from him, at no point in time did he actually mention the real reason people go to watch these movies, which are the Transformers. So that should tell you off the bat. Boy, I really want to see this. I really want it to be good, but you're not giving me a lot of hope here. You're basically telling me that, listen, this could turn out to be a lot of shit, and you could very well, when it fails, if it does fail, because there's always the possibility that they might get it right, no matter how slim that possibility is. Always the possibility they might get it right. But in the off chance that they decide to focus heavily on representation, make the film suffer, because some of these CGI effects could look a little better in my opinion. I mean, they ain't looking 100%. They might clean it up, but they ain't looking 100%. But if they focus more on representation and leave the actual Transformers and Transformer-related stuff to suffer, and when it fails miserably, and fans are upset and they start blaming the fans as usual, what do you have left then? Just make the movie the right way and stop trying to push the representation crap down everybody's throat. People come to Transformers to watch giant robots beat the crap out of each other. Nobody goes to a movie theater and says to themselves, you know what? Does this movie have representation? Is this movie going to represent Latin culture? Am I going to see somebody in this movie who looks like me? And that is the only way I can connect with this movie or anything else, because I am such a narcissistic freak that if I don't have my ego stroked every 10 seconds, I could literally lose it. Father, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. You have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, you should hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. Be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.